Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson from RT.com, the business news financial category, and it reads as of March 6, 2023, the Yuan squeezing out dollar on the Russian market, the Kommersant, and it reads the Chinese currency has outperformed the greenback by volume of trading on the Moscow exchange for the first time on record. Now that keep in mind that Russia and China is definitely economic partners and security protection partners as well too, as the alliance between the two nations continues to grow, and they are definitely turning away from the American dollar, as Russia made that statement say about a week and a half ago, saying that the United States currency is not a top global reserve currency to depend it on no more, along with the euro dollar as well too. So these nations are turning away from the American dollar and the euro dollar as well too. It says the Chinese yuan has overtaken the U.S. dollar as the most traded currency on the Russia stock market for the first time ever. Business Daily Kommersant reported on Monday. According to the outlet, estimating based on data from Moscow Exchange, the MOEX, the Yuan has the most traded currency in February, displaying the U.S. dollar from the top spot. The statistics showed that over the month, the volume Chinese currency trading exceeded 1.48 trillion rupees, 19.6 billion, which is the 1/3 higher than January. The volume of transactions with the dollar also increased in February, but only 8% to 1.42 trillion rupees and 18.8 billion. As a result, the yuan accounted for the most 40% of the total volume of trading in major currencies. The dollar shares was just over 38%, while the euro stood at 21.2%. To compare, the greenback trading volume a year ago, accounting for 87.6%, the euro for 11.9%, while the yuan for just 0.32%. Such changes increasingly reflect on Russia's withdrawal from transactions in an unfriendly currency against the backdrop of expanding the EU and United States sanctions. Kommersant wrote, meanwhile, China custom data shows the takeover between Beijing and Moscow over the past year increased by 29.3%, exceeding 190 billion, about half of the Russia's trade turnover, while China is in rupees and yuan, according to the chief analyst, Skomcom Bank, Mikhail Velisyev. And it says some large Russian companies have already completed switch to target any yuan in China. Some still maintain the part of the Chinese currency with the dollar. We expect the shares of the national currency used in trade with China will increase in the coming months. Vasilovich told the Kommersant. The Business Daily noted that since the beginning of 2023, the growth in the volume of exchange trading in yuan was facilitated the fiscal rule mechanism under the Russian central bank, starting selling the Chinese currency on the market in January. And then you have other nations about a couple of weeks ago, close to a month ago, they was turning to Swift Bank as a central bank currency as they turn away from the American dollar and the euro dollar as well too. And it says the continual risk of Western sanctions on the Moscow Exchange and National Clearing Center, as well as the de-dollarization policy pushed by the Bank of Russia, also contributing the decline in demand for the currency of the unfriendly countries, right? United States and Europe. It says Vasiliv explained the report pointed out that the dollar still dominates the MOEX trading with today's settlement with an indicator of 0.74 trillion rupees, I meant to say 98 point billion. It is followed by the euro with a trading indicator of zero point 0.5 trillion rupees, 6.6 billion, and the yuan with an indicator of the 0.22 trillion rupees, almost 3 billion. Analysts explain that the mode of the trading with delivery for today used mainly for the sale or purchases of currency as part of a export in export import transaction, while the mode of trading with delivering for tomorrow is more often than used, including for exchange speculations. It said the chief analyst, PSB Egor Zhakovnikov, believes that over the time the yuan will gradually become a more liquid currency against the background of both the continuing de-dollarization of the Russian economy and the shift in household demands to ancient currencies. Trading volumes on the Russian stock market will rise both in the settlements for tomorrow and today. He predicted Salak. So yeah, as the current Chinese currency of the yuan definitely outperformed the dollar of the euro dollar and the United States dollar as well too. As I mentioned again early on, that China and Russia, they align, their economic alliances is definitely increasing. The alliance of both countries increasing, and the trading of both countries are definitely increasing, and it had, as the data statistics showed, it had outperformed the U.S. dollar and the euro dollar as well too. So that's another clear example that we are getting closer and closer to the MOTB, which is the MARK of the BEAST. You can read that in Revelations 13 and verse 16. So we're getting closer and closer to the value of the paper dollar, and there's going to be no more value. The next up to be more value is the digital currency, and that's what we are approaching. Because the greenback of the dollar and the euro dollar, is going to be no more value very soon, and it's going to turn to a digital currency. And I'm going to bring that up. And this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free or bond, to receive their MARK in their HAND, or in their FOREHADS. Revelations 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell, say he have the MARK, or the name of the BEAST, or the number of his name, right? Because there's going to be a time when everything is going to be fully revealed as a digital currency, and that's what we are approaching. As we're starting to see the data statistic shows of the continuing falling of the American dollar and the euro dollar. Even though the euro dollar and American dollar still have value right now, but the paper dollar is going to be a thing in the past because we pushing forward and forward to a digital currency. As you see, Russia and China has the yuan, and then the rubies of the transactions been increasing between the two nations. As they turn away from the American dollar, because Russia and Moscow and China as well too get continually getting hit with economic sanctions as they find other alternative ways of the economic alliance between Russia and China is increasing. It says Revelation chapter 13 verse 18, here is wisdom, let him have understanding, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is six hundred, three scores and six. We all know what that number is, the three letters of the six, and that we are getting closer and closer to that of this technology in order to buy or sell or have transactions. Hey, you gotta take that mark of the best of the motb of the charagma of this technology is going to be fully revealed. That's going to be stored in you. But other than that, shalom, and hopefully this was an edifying lesson, sit down lesson that I just brought out, written a news article, and bringing out a scripture as well too, that leads forth closer and closer to the fully revealing of the digital currency. As we approaching that closer and closer to that, as the paper dollar of all of these countries is going to be a thing of the past, because we moving forward closer to this fully revealing of the digital currency of this technology very soon. As I read Revelations 13 and 16 through verse 18, so we're moving closer and closer to that. And so with that, once again, I hope this lesson was edifying. As of March 6, 2023, in the business news category from RT.com, alternative news around the world. As this latest news article said, the yuan squeezing out dollar on Russian market. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. Until next time, I will say shalom.